What's up, guys? Welcome to Real Estate Podcast, episode 221. I'm here with Griffin,
I'm here with Trev.
I'm here with Adam.
and this week we watched Darkman. Get the fuck out of it!
Yeah, take the fucking off it. Take it. Take the fucking off. I mean,
Man, this movie is just full of some exquisite acting.
dude, it is. Yes, it is. But
After a while,
That's-
you start to think they're doing it on purpose. I think they're doing this on purpose.
Liam
I've-
Neeson's first action role.
I mean, he kind of kills it though.
Big
man,
hands.
for real. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Trev, did you notice how big Liam Neeson's hands are?
His hands are huge, dude. He's like man
No,
hands from Seinfeld.
Most of the movie, I was thinking, this guy had some really bad experiences with Stretch Armstrong.
Whenever at the
Um,
beginning, when he's walking around and like laying in that water and shit, were you not thinking he's gonna get an infection?
I think that's how coronavirus started. You know what I mean? Like it was dark, man.
Did y'all
after he got-
recognize that Chinese dude? Y'all know what else he was
no.
in?
I didn't.
You know what
pay
I'm talking
any
about, right?
attention. Yeah, but I
He's the
didn't-
guy from Ace Ventura that's like, Ace, you have
Oh,
to, you know what I
yeah.
mean? He's like the one that wants him to
Yeah.
leave the. Whenever he was
Yeah.
talking, I was like, oh shit, it's the dude from fucking Ace Ventura,
Yeah, yeah,
which is like the only other thing I've ever seen him in. So I think he's only been in
Right.
2 movies.
yeah,
2 good movies though.
yeah.
Anyway,
So was his like girlfriend or whatever? She was an attorney, right? Like I couldn't tell if she was an attorney or a real estate
I don't
agent.
know. I don't know, man. A lot of stuff that happens in this movie, you just don't know why. It just happens.
Yeah.
Like, why was
I don't-
that
I
paper
mean-
with him? It was her paper, right?
Well, she left there. Like his house
Yeah,
is
but that
in
was
the
at the
same place
house.
that his lab. Yeah,
No,
but-
but that paper was on the bed where they were doing the coffee because she was
Yeah.
drinking and got it. And then all of a sudden, it's at the lab on the table. And it's like, how'd it get here? And he's like,
Well, I was
that one scene, man, where that guy's sitting there and the camera's framed on him with his little cigar cutter. He said, where's the paper at? And Liam Neeson lifts up into the view. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. And he goes back. It's like,
whoa.
tone it down, man.
well,
Like, up here's where you're at. This is where I need you to be.
yeah,
Tone it down a little
about
bit.
six notches.
I know I
down,
said
just-
action movie, but you're giving me too much action.
yeah, not everything has to be action, you know. Well, I was thinking that like the lab, he lived next to the lab because isn't
Still
it
don't
the
explain
same
how it ended
exterior
up over
shot?
there.
Well, yeah, I know, but like I don't know. I don't know why he had it.
The acting was, like you said, it was over the top, kind of, and to the point where you almost wonder if it was staged.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I'm
how it was
saying. I think
intended.
they were like they
And
forced it. Like,
I didn't catch on to this until after I watched it and did a little bit of digging, and one among a lot of other reasons why Raimi was able to make the movie, it kind of it was kind of harkening back to the old classic monster movies,
yeah,
Yeah, oh yeah.
the don't look at me, and he's like in the corner of the shot
Yeah.
looking off, like covering away and shit, like. So whenever that happened, I was like, okay, so maybe he kind of pulled some of the camp, or took what was considered good acting at the time, and pulled the
Dialed it up.
pulled the
Yeah.
campiness into the into the 90s.
Well, it definitely felt that way. And my thing is like, I mean, it is over the top. It is, exquisite acting here and there. But like, if you want to look at it through the filter of a superhero film, really good, like, introduction to the hero. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Absolutely.
I mean, the movie's an hour and 35 minutes long, and they establish everything that you need for this person to
Yeah.
be a superhero. and give him motivation, give him tragedy, and then like escalate everything to the point where he has to save the day. So at the end of the day, like it was a fantastic superhero film, even though it was really over the top. Well, anti-hero, I guess you could say, is more like it. But
Fun fact, this movie got made because Raimi wasn't allowed to get. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what it was. He was trying to get made. It might have been Batman because I mean I know that movie was big at the time, but he was trying to get some legitimate properties, so the rights to some of those characters, and considering the studio said no, he's like, well, fuck it, I'll make my own, and
yeah,
lo and behold, we get Darkman.
right. Uh, Here's my question though. Like they've done Ash versus Evil Dead, they've done the Evil Dead reboot slash continuation. They're doing another Evil Dead. Why hasn't Raimi went back to the Darkman well?
I
I
know
think
there's
now would
like
be the
3 of
perfect.
them, but he
Yeah,
didn't
well,
have
I
anything
mean,
to do with the other 2.
yeah, exactly. And
Well,
and
I mean, maybe he looks at it as more or less that was his, you know, I guess it was his pitch idea of like, hey, here's how I could do superhero movies.
yeah.
Only
Well,
because I feel like it's also because it's some of the similar, not completely because it's a different story, of course, but some of the nuances and stuff you definitely see where you can, see where it went on to being Spider-Man.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that
Well,
first
but
time
this
he
is not.
chimps out when he does the camera thing, where
Yeah,
it zooms in on him from every angle.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking
dude.
about?
All the angles.
Give me
Yeah,
all the angles.
yeah, all of them. Well, this is what I'm saying though, man. They could give this. They could give Darkman the Ash versus Evil Dead treatment, where you take E.M. Neeson, right, and you pick up as a continuation of the first film, right? He's older, he's crazy as fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, the girl's
Yeah.
and
gone.
yeah,
Just
and you
him.
can,
He's figured out how to fix the skin shit though.
well,
Well,
yeah,
we get the Dark
modernize it.
Man Returns.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that if you did just even a one season, like a 6 or 8 episode single season series, I think that that's worth, in my opinion, it's worth pursuing because like just imagine like a crazy Batman, right?
Hmm.
Now imagine a crazy Batman played by Liam Neeson that can look like fucking whoever he wants to look like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like make it this psychological thriller slash almost horror film where it's like he's fighting against something that isn't even real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's fabricated everything in his head. And it just shows the downfall of Darkman where like he just goes completely nuts because of like, the nerve,
Yeah.
they
What the
severed the
doctor explained.
nerves. Yeah. And like, yeah, I think, and like he has a redemption story, maybe have a kid in there that he's like, you know, trying to protect from nothing. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
give him a little bit of a redemption story, but also like play into the fact that he's absolutely insane. And I would totally watch 6 to 8 episodes of that.
Yeah,
And
I'm sure there's something just the concept of Darkman, honestly, even though it pulls from a lot of inspiration, I think there's something that could, something refreshing about it that could hold up today for sure.
oh yeah. Um I think I mean realistically fantastic is a fantastic comic book movie in the same fashion that like you know, the early like the Tim Burton Batman films had a certain, level of like, like you were saying, Trav, a little bit campy from time to time, but it was Batman. And then they
Well,
went real campy. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Well, I mean, Darkman's also, I guess you could, because it had a very small budget and,
14 million.
and came back, with a pretty
48
good,
million. What it raked in.
yeah. So it was by all means a success.
Yeah.
Um, but it's one of those lightning in a bottle moments where you have a movie that is like that's able to spawn into different marketing and consumer stuff like merch and everything and because it's one of those few moments where you have the feature film and then you get all this other content and other material like the comics and all of that, which was
Yeah,
something that I was impressed to learn whenever I was looking into it because in this day and age, most of our films is already coming from another source material, and to have seen, to know that there's a film out there that was able to pull off, because that's a George Lucas dream right there that happens where you create, a
yeah,
couple hours of story and it turns into, a business empire, which I
yeah,
mean, Darkman didn't necessarily achieve Star Wars levels, of course, but you know, for a good part of the '90s there, there was a pretty mainstream following for Darkman, it seemed.
yeah.
Oh, I think it's a cult
It's
classic, right?
oh yeah, for sure,
You know,
man.
there's an
And
unaired TV pilot,
yeah, I saw that and a short that
1992,
came out what 2013. There was
2012, I
like an eight
think.
minute short. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But that was like fan made. That pilot was made. They said it was a 30-minute unaired pilot, and it was just terrible. Like, it was
yeah,
bad. It was directed by somebody else.
right. Well, and I mean, I think now, like, and I'm pulling from Ash versus Evil Dead again, but like Raimi only directed the first episode of that. But you felt Raimi's presence through the whole thing. He produced it and all that kind of stuff.
Well, he
So
set the tone.
exactly. And I think with like, the people now that are inspired by Raimi, like it's almost impossible to screw that up at this point, unless he's not involved whatsoever. You know
I
what I mean?
mean, yeah. I mean, it sounds pretty hipster to suggest it, but if they did a Darkman remake, I would option Nathan Fillion to try out as.
Yeah, he would be great. He would be really good. But I I remember watching this movie when I was a kid, This
It's
was
a it
like
was a it was a vague watch for me. I didn't watch it, and this was probably like maybe the third time I've seen it.
yeah.
I'll
I've seen it a couple of times.
Well, I've seen it as a kid, and I, didn't pay much attention to it.
Yeah.
Um, went and watched it later on. I'd actually scooped it up with a bunch of really cheap DVD buys at one point when, you know, that was a thing.
Right.
And me and Dee both were like, she was like, "Have you ever seen it?" I was like, "Yeah." Well, she was like, "Oh man," she remembers it a little more than I, so we sat down and,
Giggled.
you know, yeah.
Yeah, right. Like legit giggled, giggle puss. Um,
So.
I remember watching it on VHS the first time I saw it. And I remember that tape, like the box and everything.
Uh
It's
Oh
huh.
just
yeah, it's one of those movies like several other films that have come out where you may not have watched it as a child, but you remember the case because it was always up in the front. It was back when a movie that came out for whenever it would come out on VHS, it would stay in the front premiere area for what feels like a year and a half.
yeah. But it's amazing what they were able to do with that budget.
For
Yeah.
sure.
I
I mean,
mean,
I
like,
mean, I mean, we're talking about Rami. He can stretch a dollar.
yeah, for sure, man. And it's crazy how he went from that to Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like, it makes sense, the trajectory makes sense for sure, but, like, if I'm looking, let's say 95, 96, somewhere in that area, because around that time, he's working on Hercules and Xena and all that kinda stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um, so if I think of giving a superhero property to Sam Raimi, like, I would never pick Spider-Man, you know what I mean? Because, like, his style, his tone, which I mean, Hercules and Xena is a little bit different, but, but his style and his tone and everything that he has lends itself more to, like, a darker anti-hero type, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ash
Yeah.
is like the epitome of anti-hero. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
it's almost like if he's gonna go one direction, he's gonna go the full direction.
yeah,
Like with Xena and Hercules, it was very despite his attempts at making it epic and everything, it still had the Sam Raimi humor.
yeah, oh yeah,
And that's the constant with him for sure. Is outside of his directing capabilities, it's his way of keeping that light. It could go from something serious to something ridiculous in the drop of a hat.
yeah, and it still feel relevant. Yeah,
And I mean, I'm still leaning towards the idea that maybe maybe in hindsight, he probably looks at Xena, Hercules, Darkman, that kind of stuff. That's his proof of concept to be like, hey, let me, I can handle these classical figures in a weird way and do my thing with them. I can take a grimdark style superhero, I can do that. And they were like, and maybe that's why they were like, hey, let him do Spider-Man, because Spider-Man kind of has a little bit of both of those angles coming in.
yeah, it does.
You know,
You're
it's
right.
got the dark aspect of the fact that Peter Parker ultimately won't really have the his character won't be happy at the end of it, but the
Yeah,
world will be saved. You
yeah,
know, and it kind of you kind of see it at the end of Darkman where he sacrifices fixing his skin, instead he helps the other chick, and he's just like, well, fuck it, I'll just make it again, I guess.
yeah. Let me
Ground
go get my
zero.
shopping. Yeah, let me go get my shopping cart real quick. How did any of that technology survive? That for fucking building blowing up. You know what I mean? Like, and
Oh
it he
god,
flew
yeah, come
he
on.
flew out of it
Just
into
so
the
happened to
fucking
land in the water.
yeah,
Lucky
yeah.
him.
And yeah. And then let's talk about the fucking helicopter scene, right?
Yeah.
He's a dangling Chad over here from this fucking hook. And he like they're like, all right, let's drive him into traffic. And so he's getting hit by cars and shit. Like they lower him on top of a semi that has for some reason a bar across the top of it. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna hook the helicopter
Mm-hmm.
to the motherfucker. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like fuck. I mean, it worked though. It killed them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And where do you get a fucking grenade launcher at? You know, like I know it was the
Well, dude, it
'90s,
was yeah, I was gonna
but
say it's the '90s. Every action film, someone just pulled a rocket launcher out of their back pocket.
Dude, when he
yeah,
goes into what's gonna be his little bat cave, but when he goes in there and he's got all those computer parts,
yeah,
and he's like, "Hello, little friend," and the cat's like,
yeah,
"Fuck away." He's like, "Hello, little friend,"
yeah,
you know, dude. Him. There's several scenes in this movie of him running away, and I'm like, who fucking runs like that? Dude,
yeah,
when he runs
right,
away from her at that circus, the little carnival, and he's just like,
yeah.
no, get away.
I I always thought that was always the funniest part. It was like this
The way he runs away, dude.
is like the horror film version of CSI Miami.
Yeah.
And then she sees him run across that catwalk going into the thing, and he's like, my hands. He took my hands. I was telling
That
Griffin earlier, Trav, but when they're in that hospital, it's like every room has one of those like rotating beds in it. It's like, what the fuck is going on in here? Like every room they
this
walk,
city has
oh, he can't feel
all the
nothing.
yeah.
Poke him with a needle. See?
He's not dark, man, but it's dark, man.
That's the world's biggest collection of burn victims. You know what I mean? Like for real though. It's like what the fuck, man?
And the guy was like, you didn't have to do much over there at the cemetery. He's like, man, it was just the ear, man. They blew him into pieces. I didn't have to bury
Yeah.
Well,
him
I
that deep.
wonder.
It's like,
I, w- I mean, I'm sure he's got it toned down, but I wonder how much of the Ramy camp is gonna make it into Doc 2.
I'm sure there's gonna be a decent amount, man.
Because that
But
was
in
one
the
thing I kept wondering too, is as I saw Neeson's performance as Darkman, I'm just like, uh, this could kind of be a rough template for Doctor Strange, just make him confident.
Well, that you got about
It's
a 30-year difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
You can
and
feel the
3
year, that's for
Spider-Man.
sure.
Yeah, for
Especially
real.
when it was like he was trying to do his thing with the picture with
Yeah.
his face, and I'm like, just go get another picture, dude. That can't be the only fucking picture you have of yourself. You
Yeah,
might even have a better
right.
one. You got a license or something. But when the computer's like, it needs time to paste those two patches on
Yeah.
the other side, and it's like 500 something hours. It's like,
Yeah.
you need some more RAM, dude. A better processor,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, something.
Let's
He needs
take it
that
now.
3080, dude.
But he can make everybody else's face before he could make his own. It was like,
Yeah.
what a plot for a movie. It's like, I got this idea for this guy. He gets burnt, and he figures out how to make a face, but it only lasts 90 minutes. It's like,
Yeah.
that's long enough for a movie, you know?
Yeah,
It's
right.
it's
Why didn't he
the
bring an
yeah
extra face?
the
Yeah.
He
real big bad
could
was
have had a
rendering
bag full of
times.
faces. Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta go change my face.
Yeah.
Where'd he get all these
What,
chemicals at?
dude, I don't know.
Huh?
He's a doctor. That's all we're supposed
Whenever
to
he's sitting
know.
up
Yeah.
there working on it, you know, when he's going mad, he's like, that sample's garbage, that sample's garbage. He's sitting there and there's all these jugs of that liquid. I was like, those are pee jugs.
Yeah,
That's what they
right.
look like. So he's been peeing in those jugs. Cats over here, like, you fucking freak.
Yeah. You filthy
Going to the
fuck.
carnival
You
didn't
know?
help. He's like, I need to tell you something. Come and
Yeah.
look at the beast,
Yeah.
the freak of
Look at the freak.
nature.
Yeah.
And he's like, never mind. I gotta go. My face is bubbling. Weird movie.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy it made that much money.
I know,
I mean,
right?
that's a great, especially for
Well, I mean,
for 1990. That's
it came hot off the hills. Hot off the hills of Batman, so
yeah, the
that's
golden
what
age
helped
for
that movie.
theater going. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's over the top. It's great. The villain is so fucking just nutty. Like
yeah,
it's
nice haircut. Yeah,
stereotypical. Yeah. Stereotypical. It's all about land and property. I'm an old man,
yeah.
like it got real fucking I'm building this shit.
Traveled all the way across this great state to be here today. Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
Here's what's crazy though, man. Like he shoots him in the hand with a rivet gun that are the size of like a fucking baseball, right? And he pulls it out of the fucking steel. Like he must be super strong, right?
Yeah,
There's no way possible for that shit to even fucking exist.
he's super strong, but the only thing that could get hurt is his feelings. when he runs off. He really was going crazy.
Yeah.
How
It
long
was
did he
great.
sit up there trying to make the skin? They don't even tell you. Like, you just know a lot of time goes past.
Yeah.
And he's like, did you find anyone else? It's like, motherfucker, I thought you were dead. You can't just show up
Yeah.
like this.
Yeah. And then she's like, I had a friend
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
consoled me
Oh,
or
whenever
some
he was
shit.
like,
No.
there's only one thing that's good for when you're sad, and that's dancing. And
Yeah.
then he's up in the fucking vent. I'm like, how did he even know they were there? You know what I mean?
How'd he get in this vent?
Yeah.
Where's John McClane at?
It just
What the
shows him
fuck?
in there. It's like,
Yeah.
all right.
It's fucking random as fuck, man. It's great though. I love watching this movie, man. Every time I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, what's
so.
funny is so it's $3.99 on YouTube,
Mhm.
$3.99 on Google Play, and $3.99 on Apple TV. But you can get the Peacock app and watch it for free.
Really?
That's where I watched it.
Oh wow.
Whenever I searched on my phone, I was wanting to see where it was available. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I may have one of the streaming services. Might be on Amazon, might be on Netflix,
Yeah.
And when you search it, it'll tell you on the side, it'll show you what platform it's on. And if you click it, it'll open it and play it. Right there, dude.
Yeah.
Peacock free.
That's
There's
crazy.
actually a lot of good stuff on that app.
I might need to
Recommend it.
peep it. Yeah.
They'll have the Olympics on there live.
I mean,
You give a fuck about
if you're
that? I
into-
mean,
yeah, if you're into that
yeah.
shit.
You want to watch people fucking do the luge for
Doing
fucking
flips,
16 hours?
Yeah, right.
But anyway, I just thought it was
I'm gonna
funny
get
that you had to pay to watch it on all of those. You can watch it on Peacock
on
for free.
Peacock.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna give it a full star, man. I really think that there is a world that we currently live in that they can fucking do this shit again. Bring back Liam Neeson, you know.
They can't bring back
You know,
Durant. He's dead.
yeah, right. They tried that in the second one.
I think he was in both of the second and
Yeah,
third.
right.
I think the second one was all about him, right? Like he was the Darkman.
I don't
That's
know.
what it looks
fuck.
like.
Yeah,
Like he's all fucked up and he's the.
Yeah,
But that actor died in 2016, so.
yeah. So,
But it could be
but I
Bruce
think there's
Campbell.
enough.
He could be the
Dude,
bad guy.
I was thinking Bruce Campbell could be the villain. Could you imagine Darkman, or better yet, bring Ash back for a one-off? See where I'm
Little
going with
what if?
this? Little Darkman and fucking Ash team up to fight the fucking Deadites, you know?
Mhm.
And Darkman's like, I don't look as fucked up as they look.
Yeah.
You know, like he's cool with it, you
He like
know?
wants to be friends with him.
Yeah, right. I can fix your face. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck you, dude.
I can help you be one of the beautiful people.
Yeah. The beautiful people. So, but yeah, I give it a full star, man. I always enjoy this movie. I don't watch it very often, but whenever I do, I'm just like, yes, this is what I remember.
Yeah, I give it a star.
So,
It's they definitely know who they're playing to.
yeah, right. I wish I could watch it high. You know?
You'll be just as confused, dude. It's.
Well, I mean,
I thought I
I'm
was high when I was watching it. I was like, "Am I high?
yeah, right.
Did I eat?" No, that brownie's still there. You know,
Yeah, right.
because and especially the way it jumps. Like
Yeah.
you'll be sitting there watching a scene, and all of a sudden it's like, "Wait a minute, what happened to that other scene? What we weren't done with that? Like
Yeah.
we're doing this scene
Did
now.
we get all?
Change the fucking scenes."
Yeah.
Dude. He freaked out at that carnival, dude.
Yeah. It was awesome, dude.
Like, remember when he was first going to the man cave and he had that image in his head of him wearing that hat, like freaking out? And then later
Yeah.
you see him do it. He puts the little thing on his head like the Tin Man and he's dancing around in there. And I'm like, this dude's fucking lost it, man.
Yeah.
You need to get out, man. You need to get a dog. Fuck that cat, you know?
Yeah, for real.
Dog will
Right.
love you. He's like, come here, little buddy.
Yeah.
You need a dog, man. Dog don't care what you look like as long as you feed it.
No.
I thought he was gonna kill that cat at first.
I thought he was gonna eat
Well, he
it,
went over
man.
there and he ripped that pipe off in the water, and I'm like, dude, don't destroy your fucking lab. Like we just built this shit, you know. We only got 40 minutes left. We can't rebuild the lab again. Like,
yeah, it's like, come on, man.
so his way, instead of just killing these guys,
Yeah.
he was like having them kill each other, and like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and what was he
It's
doing with the
genius.
money?
Dude, I don't
You never
fucking
see the
buy
money.
lab,
What was he doing with it?
buy lab equipment, I guess. I don't fucking
Like
know.
the money is like the money really wasn't even a thing. He didn't even care about it. I don't think he was just fucking
No.
with them.
I think that needs to be in the series sequel.
Yeah, he's got a pile of money. It's like, what's this for? And he's like, I sleep on it.
If I don't sleep on it, they'll steal it, you
Yeah.
know?
Give me my money. You can keep it, dude.
Yeah, fuck off.
So this was his first action movie?
Mm-hmm.
Liam Neeson?
Liam?
And this is back when it was like, it's Liam Neeson. And you're like, who?
Yeah. Come again?
You know?
Yeah.
Who? Let's see. That was 19. So before that, yeah, he just did a bunch of bullshit. Oh, he was in the Deadpool. That's
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
throwaway role in that. Dude, he could play Dirty Harry now.
He could, yeah.
Like he kind of already has been, right? Like
Yeah, like for fucking 20 years now almost.
I saw his that Ice Road Trucker movie that he did.
Yeah.
He didn't even try to cover his accent up. He's like, we're from Michigan, and he didn't even try to like. It's like you sound like you're fucking about to get into some fucking Irish potatoes, dude. Like
Yeah, what the fuck?
that movie was over the top. But yeah,
Was it Darkman over the top?
no,
What are you gonna give it, Trav?
I'll give it a full star. It's over the top, but it's a shining beacon of the year, you know.
Yeah. Takes me back, man.
Liam Neeson.
So Loki.
You shits come to
Let's
light.
talk. Yeah, so all right, so female Floki over here,
Yeah,
she's like she prunes
Focus.
herself, you know. Yeah, Floki with that hair. So she prunes herself so that she can go and get Loki and they can figure out the fuck's going on because there's no way to cross over to because there's this
Void
spaceship
and a
that allegedly exists but doesn't really. It's like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, all right, I got it. So she prunes herself. We get old man Loki. We got little kid Loki. We get
alligator
Blokey.
Loki. Yeah.
Yeah, and alligator Loki. And then there's so many there's so many other Lokis
Just running around,
on-
dude.
Yeah, just fucking raising hell, dude.
When that alligator bites his hand off, the way he screams like a little girl
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
goddamn funny.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
whole
wasn't
scene.
expecting it. Yeah.
And then fucking Richard Grant's like, you fucking let him right to us. And then old fucking Blokey's like, nah, I did that. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be the king. And he's like, well, about that. You know?
Yeah.
They're like all fucking each other over.
Yeah.
We see like 3
Could you-
backstabs right there in like the span of 2 minutes. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah,
It
about
happened
that.
so fast I didn't know what the fuck was happening. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want, a Loki sitcom, right? Where it's like 3 Lokis and a baby, right? And it's like Loki fucking Loki over. You got
Constantly.
Black Loki, you got little kid Loki that's playing the little kid. You got old man Loki, and then you got like Loki
How about
Loki,
Frog
but
Loki?
he's that Froki.
Yeah.
I'll be all right
He's
with
the
that.
kid's pet.
Oh my god, I'd be all right with that, you know. But it's just them like screwing each other over and backstabbing each other every fucking Tuesday night at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
You know.
You rascal, you know.
Yeah,
It must be that Loki from next door.
yeah. He shows
Like
up
Dennis
over
the
there.
Menace.
Yeah, right.
I think when they were writing this episode, they were like, let's see how many Easter eggs we could fit in this bitch.
I know, right?
All of them.
Yeah. So the way that they explain it is like when they set one of those charges off, like that timeline, they effectively eliminate that timeline, but it drops fragments of it into like fragments of other timelines are currently being dropped into this place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And basically everybody that gets pruned winds up on this timeline of Earth, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So like the only people that are alive is Loki's.
Yeah, it's
and like
just
some
only
random
Loki's. It's like,
motherfuckers.
why are we only pruning Loki's?
Yeah,
And how long have we been doing this?
yeah, for real, right? Jesus Christ. But no, I mean, let me ask you this, Travis. Well, you know the creature, right? The thing that is like
The Black
devouring
Lagoon?
everything.
Alien.
Yeah. Does that thing not remind you? Because they kept referring to it as the Void. Did it not remind you of the Void, like the Sentry, the Void?
Yeah, in a way, I guess. Honestly, it made me. This is gonna be completely left field, But the entire time I kept seeing the fucking head show up. I wanted it to cut to that clip from James and the Giant Peach where he's going, I'm not afraid of you.
No. When I saw the head showing up, it was like, who disturbed my slumber? That's what it looked like.
It is I.
Yeah. Because it looked like a lion or a tiger or something.
Yeah. Well, right there, it shows you how they should have done Parallax in what you call it, Green Lantern. You know what I mean? Like, how fucking crazy would that should have been? You know? But
Yeah.
That's
so
what
anyway,
happens when the smoke monster from Lost reaches its final form.
it's evolved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's leveled up.
or what have happened had the cork not been put back in the island.
Oh
It's a
God.
deep cut.
But so Floki gets this idea because when she shows up, she's in like a bus or some shit, and this thing's fixing to devour the bus and her, and it touches her, and she sees some weird shit glimpsing in front of her eyes, you know. So she's like, I've got this fucking idea. Loki's like, we're gonna stab it in the heart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak up behind it. It's like, dude, it's a smoke buster.
Yeah.
I don't think it has a
Whenever
pack,
they
you
get
know?
close
Like,
to it, it's like, that may not work.
yeah, right. It's
Probably
like,
need to
wait
think
a
about
minute.
this a
Now.
little bit longer.
Yeah.
Old Loki's like,
So-
you think?
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. So she's gonna enchant it, right? To make it good. Or to make it
Yeah.
a Loki. Basically. So they get ready to enchant it and they hold hands,
Thought he
touch
was gonna kiss
tips.
her.
Dude,
I thought they were
I've
gonna
been
kiss in there in
waiting.
that blanket. One
If
of the
these two
showrunners
Lokis,
said it's not gonna happen.
they need to bang and get it over
Yeah.
with. You know what I mean? I would totally watch that. But anyway, so they enchant it and it opens up like a doorway into whatever the fuck it is. So what do you think it is? Do you know
That
what
castle?
it is?
There's like a building there.
Yeah.
Well, they're looking in through that thing's like mind, seeing that.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna hop in that hole and we're gonna find out.
Yeah. I
I mean,
mean,
that's whoever's doing all this shit.
yeah.
They gotta be there, right?
I mean, there's no other.
Yeah, right. What if
There's
they
no
get
other
there and it's
way.
just another Loki? And it's like, God damn it! It's Val Kilmer as Loki.
Oh my God.
Voki.
Loki?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Trying it on, but
Yeah.
I mean, the bad guys at the end of the tunnel here.
Yeah. So.
I can't believe
Well, I
fucking
mean-
Mobius went back. It's like,
Yeah.
you don't want to see what happens? He's like, I'm gonna burn it down.
Yeah.
I still think the scene with classic Loki's Deus Ex moment was cool.
When
Where
he
he
builds
shows
the
up, he completely recreates Asgard.
one hell of a distraction.
Yeah.
He
that
hopped out
was
there like,
amazing.
I'll be your. And he fucking just.
And goes out screaming glorious purpose. That was pretty cool.
It's
They
fucking
were like, she
crazy.
was like, how can he do that? He's like, we're stronger than we know.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's right, motherfucker. Help me enchant this. So now he can enchant.
Yeah. Yeah. He might be able
Unlocked
to
a
make
new power.
Asgard.
You know?
Yeah, leveled up. Yeah. I mean, let's be real though. Is Loki coming back from this?
I mean, there's a second season.
Right, but I mean, let me rephrase that. Is Loki coming back to like the sacred timeline?
They told
quote
him that he
unquote?
couldn't. But
Right.
that could have
But
been
I
a
mean,
lie.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm going under the assumption that everything that they've been told is a lie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, also meaning that the sacred timeline
Isn't the sacred
itself is a
timeline.
lie.
Yeah.
That and it would seem to make sense if they get there and they realize that the multiverse hasn't been solidified or whatever. It hasn't been brought into one thing. It's all still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and maybe because of Alias and because of Renslayer, head bitch of the TVA,
Yeah.
because of those two, I'm still thinking we may not get an actual Kang the Conqueror moment, but we'll probably deal with something that could
Right.
lead to that. Where they're like, what, if you have it where like maybe Loki isn't revealing Kang, but more or less showing us some of the shit that's happening with his conquest.
Yeah. I would be okay with that.
Almost like, the more or less giving him all of the Thanos end credit scenes now.
Right.
Like it's gonna ultimately build up to where it's like, oh yeah, well situation's over, blah blah blah, roll the credits, and it's like, oh, but Kang's doing this right now, and that's more fucked up, and
Yeah.
we don't have the budget to give that to you yet.
Right. I'm ready for it, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Uh it comes out tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
I might just have to watch it when I get home. Like I don't
Yeah.
want it to be spoiled for
That's
me.
my
So
my last vacation treat to myself is gonna be getting up and watching that.
hell yeah. Here's what I hope happens though. I hope that Loki, Floki, and Mobius. I hope Mobius takes over the TVA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tells everybody the deal. Be like, look, you can go back to your life. We'll drop you back in where you were taken from, or you can stay with the TVA. And then they start actually doing a recruiting process specifically for the TVA that'll work kind of more or less kind of in conjunction with like Shield and Sword to a certain degree, but on a bigger scale. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And more Mobius becomes the leader or the head of the TVA, and Loki and Floki are like basically upper agents, kind of like Mobius was.
Yeah.
And then they basically like their whole idea is they see these where the timeline splits off, and with the technology that they have, they've got to be able to see if that timeline is doomed, right? So to me, if the TVA is going to show up to do something, it would be to stop extinction level events from happening, regardless of what timeline it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think or what I hope is going to happen. I may be completely wrong, but that would be like the happy best case scenario ending. More realistically, is like one of the Lokis is going to die. You know, Mobius may die.
I'm 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 gonna bank on the idea of the season 2 that they've confirmed with it. I feel like, or at least what I would like to see happen is they show up in the castle, they find out a little bit of what fuckery might be going on, and then we see the real timekeepers. They show up because they look like a pretty expensive piece of CGI, so they'd have to be very brief.
Yeah,
Uh, but timekeepers show up and they're like more or less telling the Lokis, look, we know what you guys are here to try to do, but you've met far, so we're gonna let you in on some shit. Somebody's fucking with things really hard. If we die, everything is legitimately fucked. So we're having to get the fuck out of here. But you guys are gonna be our champion. You're gonna go finish what we're trying to do.
yeah,
And that could possibly cause, Sylvie and Loki to get split. So that season 2 is them figuring out how to get back to each other,
yeah,
or at least the start of it. But
yeah,
we actually get a legitimate timekeeper moment.
yeah. That would be interesting. And what if they drop Floki back in her designated timeline and that somehow lines up with Thor Love and Thunder? I mean, you're gonna have a female Thor. Wouldn't it make sense to have a female Loki? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or just like so they can keep the reveal of, Thor and Lady Thor for the movie and everything. One of them plops down and Valkyrie's like, "The fuck are you doing here?"
Yeah. So
Um, yeah, I mean, What I don't want to happen is I don't want the past 5 episodes to be suddenly just null and void.
Right. Yeah.
And with time travel shows, that's the fine line that time travel stories have to go by, is not rendering what you just watched is fucking pointless.
Right. But even if they were to do that, if certain people retain their memories of what all's going on, then it's still somewhat relevant.
Yeah.
So, like, as long as Mobius, Loki, and Floki remember it, then. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
Just lay us down one more good stepping stone for Doctor Strange too, and
Yeah.
I guess we'd all be happy.
Lay you down and clear whisper. But yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
So
Great show.
yeah, I've been enjoying this probably the most personally out of all of them.
Oh yeah.
They've done some
It
fucking
scratches
great things.
it scratches the itch that Doctor Who isn't capable of doing anymore. So
I would love to see Tom Hiddleston play the Doctor.
Yeah.
I know that he wouldn't do it, or they couldn't afford him,
Mm-hmm.
but it would still be fucking incredible to see,
And he grew
So,
up watching it.
of course. He's British.
Mm-hmm. He might
What
even
else
take
do
a
they
pay
have?
cut to play the Doctor, dude. That's
I'd do it for free.
yeah.
I would play the Doctor for free.
Yeah.
Fat
I would
Doctor?
instead of putting him on the TV show, I'd want to spend some money and some budget, and I would keep him in the back pocket for like a feature length trilogy,
Yeah, like a movie.
like a 3-part saga that tells this incarnation of the Doctor, and it just happens to be Tom Hiddleston. I think that would be at least a good template to start with.
We could write it.
With Tiddleston?
Yeah.
Huh.
Doc Hiddleston.
Yeah.
Because with him being able to channel some of the the mischievous demeanor that Loki's got to have and everything, he would be a good Doctor that would have to battle, kind of have like an internal struggle where he's becoming the evil incarnation of the Doctor and shit, and how that would pan out and everything.
Right.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah. All right. You want to hit some movie news real quick?
Yeah, before we get too far away from Marvel there, did y'all see where the WandaVision director is gonna do the next Star Trek movie?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's
I'm
nothing more to
okay with
say
that.
about it other than that.
Yeah.
Tried
I
to
mean,
drop the link, but the dude that directed the entire WandaVision, they're gonna remember here recently they were like, we're not making any more Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
They're
I
like, it's gonna
remember.
be a while. We're just gonna, we'll do the TV show, and it was like, okay. And now they're like, change of plans.
Yeah. Bring that guy that did that thing.
well,
Well, that's cool.
yeah. I mean, it's more Star Trek, man.
Yeah. I'm cool with it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So talking about Marvel, how much did Black Widow make during its streaming debut on Disney Plus Premier Access? Black Widow emerged from its opening weekend victorious in a way that saw of all competition. It crushed those who doubted Marvel would have the same pull in Phase 4 and proved that dual theatrical and streaming releases can be a deadly combination. Following an impressive opening day, Disney has now reported that Black Widow's debut took more than 218 million across the world, including those choosing to watch the movie via Disney Plus Premier Access. That breaks that the breakdown is even more impressive, as the taking split came out fairly even, with domestic cinemas accounting for 80 million, 78 coming from international, and 60 million making up the rest via streaming buy-ins. Black Widow has the highest opening domestic weekend since the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, and if Disney Plus Premier Access numbers are taken into account, It is also the first movie to take over 100 million in its opening weekend. All in all, it is a sign that Marvel's absence from theaters for 2 years has certainly made the heart grow fonder. And while some have cited dual releases as the death of cinemas, it seems that cinemas can hold their own when the right movie comes along. With Black Widow becoming the third highest grossing origin story of the MCU, sitting only behind Black Panther and Captain Marvel, it seems like Black Widow is definitely the right movie at the right time. I mean, that's a pretty good breakdown. 80 million, domestic cinemas accounting for 80 million,
Yeah.
78 from international, and 60 from streaming.
Yeah, dude. I mean, its opening weekend, it made over $200 million. That's great.
Yeah. Well, and that's the
That was
thing,
its
man.
budget. It
Yeah.
already got its budget back.
Yeah. And like we've said countless times on here, the people that are going to go to the theaters to watch these films are still going to go to
Yep.
the theater and watch them. And the people that want to wait and watch them at home are just going to
They're
watch
still
them
going to
sooner.
wait and watch it at home.
Yeah,
They're
going
not
to
going
watch
to the
it
movie. So they
sooner.
got 60 million off the rip.
Yeah.
And those probably most of those would have been people that waited.
Yeah. Well, and that's 60 million that they fully grossed.
Yeah, that's all their money.
Yeah.
Not to mention, because you have to have a subscription too, right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
think so.
and you with the subscription, then you pay to watch the movie on there.
Yeah.
Because you can't even open that app without being logged into it with a subscription. So
Yeah, exactly. So
a lot of revenue.
a lot.
Yeah. So it's kind of a genius thing. And to me, honestly, I mean, I know that there's no way that Marvel is going to do this across all of their shit,
No.
right?
No.
But for smaller releases, I think that it's acceptable for that to happen. Like they have to weigh the pros and the cons. And I think the best way to do that is if the budget is up to a certain amount, release it both ways. If the budget exceeds a certain amount, release it theatrically first and then delay it and release it like 4 to
That's
6
what I was
weeks
going to
later
say.
on
It's
the
going to
streaming
hit the
service.
streaming service a lot sooner than it used to.
Exactly.
That's
And
going
they
to
could
happen.
still they could technically still charge a premium for it at that point as well, because it was 4 to 6 weeks later, it's still going to be in theaters.
Yeah.
Now you may not want to charge $40 for it or $30 for it, but you could realistically charge like what, 20, 15, 20 bucks for it.
Yeah.
And you would double dip at that point, Like if I go to the theater and I watch Spider-Man,
Yeah.
right? And then 4 to 6 weeks
You want to
later,
watch
they're
it again at
releasing.
home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As soon as it's available, I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
So 4 to 6 weeks later, if I have to pay 15 to 20 bucks to watch it again, guess what?
Still cheaper
I'm
than going
to
to
pay
theater.
that. Exactly. And you don't have to fucking put clothes on.
And I think you get to watch it. I think you get 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Usually that's how that works with those. So you could watch that movie several times.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was interesting. I'm glad that they're releasing some financial data because, I mean, I don't think Warner Brothers has released much financial data, have they?
They don't usually give numbers.
Well, what were the numbers for Wonder Woman 84?
We did talk about that. But did it released theatrically at the same time, right?
Yes, Christmas Day.
All right. Let's see. 1984.
They said it did well. I remember that.
Oh yeah, like it got
a minute ago.
Which I mean, I know we're against the grain when it comes to Wonder Woman on the pod, but
yeah. Here it says that Wonder Woman. Let's see. Marketing's 100 million. It said after 10 days in theaters, 1984 has accumulated 118.5 million in global ticket sales, including 28.5 million domestic. And then, according to Antenna data, Wonder Woman 1984 and Hamilton are the two most impactful SVOD releases of the year in terms of subscriber acquisitions in their opening weekends. In terms of U.S. growth, Wonder Woman 1984 drove 40% more gross ads to HBO Max in its Christmas debut than Hamilton did for Disney Plus.
And see, the difference there is you just watched it. You didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Disney's charging, like doing like what they did with Milan,
Yeah.
actually charging money. Wonder Woman, you
But
could just watch it
it's
if you had the
but it
subscription.
is it's incredible at how much money Marvel can get out of consumers just by the brand being on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I'm only asking all that because as I'm sure it's a good movie. It's Marvel. I'm sure it's Scarlett Johansson playing Black Widow, and she's always been fit for the role. It's always been,
Yeah.
that's it's her Wolverine, it's her Iron Man. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but all that aside, I'm just trying to think in terms of like the money making. You know, it
Yeah.
probably isn't a safe route to continuously do this with their films.
No, and
Because the times right, because one thing that I noticed, particularly whenever I was off on my trip, um, I was around a lot of just like TVs, hotel TV and shit like that. And Marvel was pumping that ad marketing on full blast. I think I probably saw more Black Widow commercials
Yeah.
than I did anything else.
yeah.
And, it's one of those things that it just feels like it's the stars aligned for it.
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, if you're gonna release if you have a minor character that you're gonna release a film for, right? You don't want to go the Disney Plus route and release an actual series for it, but you want to tell, an hour and a half to 2.5 hour story with them. Then if like Morbius, for example, let's take Morbius. Let's pretend that Disney owns the rights to Morbius. Morbius would be the perfect example, in my opinion, to do a dual release, right? You've got
Mhm.
the star power with um
Leto.
with Joker, Leto. Um but I mean it's gonna make good money, but I don't think it's gonna make Venom type money. It's definitely
No.
not gonna make Spider-Man money. But if you do a dual release, then there's a possibility that it could rival at least Venom money.
Well, who knows at what direction Sony's going to take those properties too? Because one thing that's always seemed to be with anything outside of like a full-on Spider-Man uh property or story, Spider-Man centric story, I guess. Um, you know, it's like Morbius is the kind of character that the only ones who are aware of who the fuck he
Yeah.
is are the 30 plus year olds like us that saw him on Saturday morning or read him in the comic.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying though. Like they know who they're playing.
It's a
They know who
lesser
their
known
audience
character,
is.
so
Yeah, and to me, it would make sense if that character was a simultaneous release specifically for that reason. It's like some people are going to go for the star power, some people are going to go because of the loose Spider-Man,
Yeah.
connection, but most people are going to be like, "Well, he's a fucking vampire. Like, what the fuck is this?" You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
we already
Give
have
so
me blood
fire.
suck.
yeah, and I think that like I said, if you take some minor characters, like I think Blade would be perfect, right? Because Blade is a major character, but to a fault, right? Because he doesn't fit into the MCU as we know it right now, if that makes sense. Like there's a place for him in the MCU, don't get me wrong, but like where does he fucking pivot into it at? Because he's a vampire hunter, right?
Hmm.
And so you have to create a story around that where he's actually hunting vampires, which the only vampire story that we've got in the MCU is Morbius, which isn't even in the MCU. It's one of those deals. So to me, like Blade, Marshall Ali is gonna fucking kill it. It's gonna be a fantastic film, I
Yeah.
believe. But at the same time, like I think that they would get more money overall because you would have that crowd coming in from whenever the original Blade movies was released.
Hmm.
You're gonna have diehard Blade fans, right, of the character, but the diehard Blade fans and the people that's going to be coming in because of the original film is not, in my opinion, going to be enough to justify a theatrical release with that's going to garner as much money as some of the other Marvel properties. So I think that would be something that would be perfect to do like that. I don't know if they will or not. I don't know if they'll ball up and do it, but at the same time, it's interesting to think about it though.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna do this next topic a little bit out of order here. Staying with Marvel, Yellow Jacket helmet sparks Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania return rumors.
Mm-hmm.
Corey Stoll will reportedly reprise the role of Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantum Mania. It sounds like Ant-Man star Corey Stoll will return as Darren Cross, aka Yellow Jacket, in upcoming Marvel sequel. Vanity Fair senior writer Joanna Robinson revealed this little tidbit when discussing a recent Easter egg in the Disney Plus series Loki, which shows a familiar Yellow Jacket helmet. While Robinson goes on to discuss her theories as to the direction of the Disney Plus series, she seemingly confirms that Stoll will reprise the role of the shrinking villain for the Ant-Man threequel. There's a Yellow Jacket helmet, this large version of the helmet that I suppose Corey Stoll wore in Ant-Man, and the only reason that is super interesting to me is because there's a theory going around that all of the TVA stuff is taking place in the quantum realm because it's a place out of time. And so I don't know if that's an indication of something to come, but do know that Corey Stoll in some shape will be back for our, Ant-Man 3.
I like
Oh
that
yeah.
prequel.
Another another thing that I guess we should point out too, because then it's in the same scene basically, but the Thanos helicopter.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That's fucking hilarious, right?
Oh man, yeah.
So, and then the article goes on and, explains it, but right here's another quote. It says there's an assumption that here that I'm not quite comfortable with. If you watch his death in the first Ant-Man, the suit is compromised. He shrinks and goes into a thing. I mean, he could be somewhere down in the quantum realm. So, and I mean, realistically, that makes sense if the TVA is tied in with the quantum realm and all that kind of stuff is where it's located. Then it would make sense if Yellow Jacket came back. And who knows? What if Yellow Jacket's tied into like whatever the fuck is going on with all this shit?
Well, and that's
Like
when we're
how
supposed to see Kang the Conqueror, right? Is in them Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Which is
Ant-Man
weird
3.
that that's the movie they're going to put him in. So there's got to be connected.
Right.
Because, you're not
Exactly.
expecting him to show up in that. It's like, Ant-Man, really? Huh.
Yeah. Right. So, it would be kind of cool if we get the Yellow Jacket reveal in Loki, and he's kind of a crony for Kang. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just some minor bitch.
We met him down in the quantum realm.
Yeah, he was floating through fucking time and space down there sucking dick,
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
but yeah. But that's an interesting theory, and I kind of like that theory a lot. I mean, that first Ant-Man film is very high on my list of
Yeah.
favorite Marvel films, right? So, I've got an idea that I just thought of.
What's crazy,
gonna run
man,
it.
is like there's a lot of people that are Marvel fans and they haven't watched that movie. And it's like, you haven't seen it, Ant? They're like, it's just Ant-Man. It's like, oh, dude, it's pretty good. Like,
No, it's like a fucking heist movie,
It's kind of
like
it's kind of like when you're in a comic shop and you hear someone go, "Man, you ain't read an Ant-Man comic?"
yeah, right. It's
Like
come on, man.
like the Marvel movies are becoming that. That's what's cool. Like people are
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you ain't seen this?"
Yeah,
Kind of the
right.
same way they'd be like, "Man, you ain't read that story about so and so."
Yeah.
what's your idea?
So here's my idea, a little cross promotion here.
Uh-huh.
We get on here sometime. We can do it on an episode or we can just do it by ourselves. But sorry. We do a real estate Marvel tier list.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And
Funny.
would you think the same thing?
No, while you were talking about that, it reminded me of Tim making his tier list.
Yeah, and he hadn't
didn't
seen
watch
like half the
Ant-Man.
fucking movies. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, you didn't watch
right.
Ant-Man?
Yeah.
He's like, Chad, is that an L? Should I watch Ant-Man?
Yeah, yeah, it's a
W.
fucking L, dude. Yeah. But like we could either do it on an episode or we could do it freestanding one night where like we pull up, the tier list thing,
Yeah.
and then we have to agree where we slot these movies
Yeah.
in. You know what I'm saying?
As a unit.
As a fucking G unit,
Yeah.
dude.
Cause see, I
So-
haven't watched Black Panther,
Okay.
so I don't know where that would
So-
fall. You know, I don't know.
Alright.
I've heard people say it's good, but
Yeah. Well, but anyway, it's not bad.
rest in peace.
Well, here's what I think we need to do before we do the tier list. We need to finish Loki, right?
Uh-huh.
And we'll include Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah.
Because that's part of
Yes.
it. Yeah, we got to do Black Widow, obviously.
Well, are we
And we'll
watching that next
do-
week, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't that the game plan?
I mean that's what I want to watch next
yeah.
week.
So
you know? And then we do Black Panther,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then after that we do the tier list, and I'll screen cap it and cut it together, and we'll put it on the YouTube channel
Yeah.
as a video. What do you think?
I'm down.
You down, Trav?
Sure.
Can we do
Hell
a
yeah.
fast food tier list after that? No, I'm just kidding.
I was thinking we would
Dude,
do
people
Fast
are
and the
doing these
Furious.
tier lists like crazy. Like,
I know, right?
we'll use that same website. Dude, I didn't understand that at first. I was watching somebody make one, and I was like, why is it not like A, B, C? You know,
Yeah.
why is it not 1, 2, 3? You know, like S is at top.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's the highest tier, dude.
Yeah, but it's S
Satisfactory.
is nowhere near the top of the alphabet.
But
You know what I'm saying?
well,
It's just weird, the order. Like,
yeah.
like I've never been like, yo, that's S tier. Those waffles were S tier. Because people around me would be like, what?
yeah.
what
What
even
does
mean?
that mean? Satisfactory, dude.
I guess.
Satisfactory, guaranteed. Next up, I just wanted to bring this up because I'm a huge fan, but Bugs Bunny needs to be extra careful as his longtime nemesis Elmer Fudd is once again packing heat.
Wascally Wabbit.
Last year, the revival series Looney Tune cartoons premiered on HBO Max to further continue the feud between the wisecracking rabbit and the wascally wabbit hunter. Based on concerns over cartoon characters using firearms in children's programming, both Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam had their guns taken away for the first season of the Looney Tunes revival. This week, Looney Tunes cartoons returned for another season on HBO Max. For better or for worse, the decision was made to give Mr. Fudd his guns back. And it wasn't long before he put them to use.
Yeah.
In the Rotund Rabbit segment of the season 6 episode, Fudd goes back to his roots by chasing after Bugs Bunny with his old hunting rifle. He shoots at the Speedy Rabbit, but because Bugs is too fast, the bullet stops itself in midair before announcing, "That's it, I quit." The bullet then puts on a hat and storms off with the briefcase. That's fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
And then there's a clip down here of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because, like, I remember when they were taking the guns away.
I
Which
didn't know
was
that
like-
happened, but I would have been like, this is an outrage.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
Now, are they
right?
gonna give Yosemite Sam his guns back?
Yeah, I think they're giving them both back.
Because
I mean, they've got
mean,
to.
what the fuck,
I
you know?
mean,
Like without a gun, what the fuck's Elmer Fudd supposed to do?
he's a hunter, right?
Yeah,
So, like, maybe give him a bow
a
and arrow.
slingshot, something.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, for real, right? Come on.
So they were
man.
like, it's promoting gun violence. It's like, dude, it's a fucking cartoon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
come on.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that
Oh,
happened.
yeah, and I remember all that because I was like, dude, the Looney Tunes are coming back. I'm gonna fucking get this shit and watch it. But then they're like, well, we're taking the guns away, and I'm like, well, this is bullshit. But I might acquire
Yeah.
it, and
I'll check it out if
and-
it's on HBO Max, which is weird. It's on HBO. It's like, give him the gun. It's on HBO, bro.
yeah, right. I'm surprised they're not doing a real sex segment,
Yeah.
you know? So
Street interviews, take one. It's Pepe Le Pew.
yeah.
Did they remove him from the
So,
show? I know he got
Yeah,
removed from Space Jam.
I think they did.
Huh.
I think they canceled Pepe. Poor Pepe, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he was
He
just
just
in
wanted to
love.
fucking get his dick wet. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, man. Next up, Snyder's next movie is Netflix sci-fi adventure, Rebel Moon. Says Zack Snyder has lined up his next movie and he's teaming with Netflix once again. The filmmaker is set to co-write and direct Rebel Moon, a new sci-fi feature set in the far reaches of the galaxy. This serves as Snyder's follow-up to hit zombie flick Army of the Dead, which was released by Netflix earlier this year. According to a new report, Zack Snyder set to co-write Rebel Moon with Shay Hatton and Kurt Johnston, who previously collaborated with him on Army of the Dead and 300, respectively. Snyder will also produce alongside his producing partner and wife, Deborah Snyder. Wesley Collier and Eric Newman are also set to produce, with Sarah Bowen executive producing. A brief log line for the movie was revealed as well, which reads the following. The story is set in motion when a peaceful colony on the edge of the galaxy is threatened by the armies of a tyrannical regent named Balisaurus. Despite people dispatch a young woman, Jesus Christ, desperate people dispatch a young woman with a mysterious past to seek out warriors from neighboring planets to help make a stand. So the reason that I bring this up, I mean, we're fans of Zack Snyder and everything, right?
Uh huh.
But he wrote this film as a Star Wars film. I saw another article and I couldn't find the article. I saw it on Facebook and I meant to share it, but I was at work and they've got Discord blocked and all this shit. But anyway, I saw this article. So he wrote a script for a Star Wars film that wasn't canon. I mean, it was canon, but it wasn't in
Yeah.
the
I
Skywalker
mean, in the
saga,
main
right?
storyline.
Yeah. And they shot it down, of course, So that's what his co-writers are doing from what I understand, because he wrote that film already. It's done. But they're going in and they're changing all of the copywritten materials into something that they can
Yeah.
actually use at Netflix. So it's going to be interesting because this is going to be kind of like an unofficial Star Wars.
Yeah. Like, and deep down inside, everybody will know that this was supposed to be a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
And he's kind of in the same boat. Like, remember, fucking Braun? What the fucking? District 9. So he was gonna make a Halo movie.
Yeah.
And they were like, So he fucking made District 9.
Yeah, he rebranded.
Yeah. And that turned out to be great.
Yeah, exactly. I'm interested to see Snyder do sci-fi.
Yeah.
Specifically like this. And I think that it's a pretty interesting premise. I mean, so this chick is going to go around to different planets and, get warriors and stuff. So it kind of has the same, Army of the Dead type feel to it.
Let's hope that takes a little longer this time.
Exactly. And I hope that it has a like a really, a really impactful like final act. You know what I'm saying? Something where it's not like, well, I brought my daughter along and she's gonna fuck the mission up. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm still pissed about that.
I know, dude. He should have just fucking left her, just fucking left
for
her
dead.
there. Yeah, exactly. Or Back for Blood.
And then in the second movie, he comes back and she's like the zombie queen, and it's like, God damn it.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah. It says the Netflix movie came from an interesting place. We recently learned that Zack Snyder had been developing a Star Wars movie more than a decade ago before Disney purchased Lucasfilm. Rebel Moon serves as a repurposing of that original idea, turning it into something that will exist outside the confines of the galaxy far, far away. Though the hope is that this can itself become a franchise. And then he has a quote. He said, This is me growing up as an Akira Kurosawa fan, a Star Wars fan. It's my love of sci-fi and a giant adventure. My hope is that this also becomes a massive IP and a universe that can be built out. I've spent the last 2 or 3 years building out this universe. Every corner has to be painted in. I've been doing designs, constantly drawing, and really cultivating its fertile ground to make the world fully realized. He needs to quit gardening. There's too many there's too many metaphors here, you know?
Yeah.
Um I mean, realistically though, Netflix, if he wants to do that with it, Netflix is the perfect place to do it because, look at what Army of the Dead got. It's
Yeah.
getting a prequel movie, it's getting a series, it's getting all this
I
shit.
like that top
If
comment down there the guy left. That's what he's talking
well,
about. They must have been very happy with the revenue they made off of Army of the Dead because
yeah,
they're pretty much giving him the keys to 3 franchises, plans for sequels, spin-offs.
yeah,
This is all original content that he created. And, the guy said that Warner Brothers must be dying of jealousy because they had, that was going there first. And
yeah,
then they passed on it.
yeah, exactly.
And it pulled,
So
they said it was viewed by 72 million people.
yeah, it's crazy, right? So but yeah, I'm excited about it. Love Snyder. I'm interested to see what he does with sci-fi, and hopefully this works out and is better than Army of the Dead, and we get a really cool sci-fi, adventure flick.
Yeah.
So, last but certainly not least, I didn't know about this, or I would have brought this shit up last week. But Richard Donner passed away. Did y'all know about this?
I saw it on when we were
Sure
looking
did.
at like stuff to talk about.
I mean, I had no idea that Richard Donner passed away. He was 91, but he has done some of like the greatest films of all time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it sucks, man. Like he was a force to be reckoned with. We've watched some of Richard Donner's films,
Yeah.
on the podcast, and I've seen a lot of Richard Donner films growing up, and it sucks that he's gone, man. But he did have a massive body of work that he left behind. I mean, when you go through just looking at the films, The Omen, Superman, Superman 2,
Lethal
Lady
Weapon,
Hawk,
dude.
The Goonies, yeah, Lethal Weapon, Scrooged, Radio Flyer, Maverick, Conspiracy
I've
Theory.
seen all of these movies.
Yeah, I've seen all of them as well.
I didn't know he did Radio Fire.
I know it's crazy,
That's the one
right?
where they got the little. He did Lady Hawk.
He did Lady Hawk, dude.
So Radio Fire is the one where they got the little wagon and they turned
The
the brothers
yeah,
like being beat on.
yeah,
So they built him a little thing for him to fly off in.
yeah. I mean, he dies, right?
It's it's a sad movie.
Yeah. Well, let's be real about Radio Flyer for a
Yeah.
second. Like he plans his escape, right?
Uh-huh.
And he gets in it at the end and he flies away, right?
Yeah.
But he dies, right? Like he crashes that
He
plane.
has to. I mean, it's a
I
fucking.
mean,
I mean, they're not the Wright
it's
brothers,
a wagon. Yeah,
You
right,
know,
exactly.
it's a
It's a
wagon
wagon.
with a fucking go kart motor on it. No, dude, it
Yeah,
was a lawnmower motor.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So like,
And here's
I
the
mean,
thing: it's like, look, dude, I know you're making him like a bird so he can fly far, far away, but
yeah,
he's gonna have to come down at some point and go back home,
yeah,
and
yeah.
probably get
How's he
his
gonna
ass beat
eat?
just for doing this shit. Like,
Yeah,
because the cops are
yeah.
gonna show up and be like, they're here flying around. What? You know?
Yeah, right. It's like, come on, dude.
But yeah, man, this
Elijah
guy's
Wood.
directed some. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, it
Whenever
is.
I see one of those little wagons, I always think about
Yeah, me
Radio
too.
Flyer.
Yeah.
And it's got the little
But
kid from Jurassic Park. Is it heavy?
yeah.
Yes. Well, it's expensive. Put it down.
Yeah.
Superman, dude.
So
The Donner cut.
yeah, great
I
cut of
mean,
that
he
Superman.
introduced us to the first, like, I mean, those were the first Superman movies, right? Other than the
Yeah,
TV show and the old black and white show, like,
Yeah. I mean, he made us believe that a man can fly.
Christopher Reeves will always be Superman.
Yeah.
He's like, he may be able to
Yeah.
fly, but he can't walk. Oh, you know, it's fucked up. I know.
That horse fucked him up bad.
He directed The Toy,
I mean, yeah.
hilarious movie where a kid owns a
Yeah.
black guy. Oh, let's be. I
Wouldn't
mean,
get a-
he owns him, right?
Couldn't
It's
get away
weird,
with
right?
it now. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It is a funny movie though.
it is. But
Yeah, it's a
but
sad
yeah, I
day,
just
man.
wanted to mention. Yeah,
What
it
got him?
sucks, man. They said that they haven't released the cause of death yet.
Hope it's something cool, man. Like he OD'd on cocaine or something, you know? Like he
Yeah.
was sitting there watching the Donner Cut doing blow, you know?
Yeah, he's like, I remember shooting this
He's
shit.
over there rubbing it on his finger, rubbing it on his teeth.
Yeah,
You know?
right. Gumming it.
Let me
Yeah.
release the cut. You know, whenever he went somewhere, they're like, "Sir, you can't park here." He's like, "I made the fucking Goonies. I can park wherever I want," you know?
Yeah, right. I'm a national treasure, bitch. Come on. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Scrooge, man. That's probably the last Richard Donner movie we watched on here.
it was
Been
for
Scrooge.
sure. I mean, I would want to watch any of these films, you know?
Yeah.
The Omen, Superman, Lady Hawk, like I would watch any of them right now. If I went in there and turned my TV on and fucking Radio Flyer was playing, I'd be crying, but I'd watch it.
Or fucking, dude, Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, them
mean,
Lethal Weapon movies are fucking genius,
Over this
man.
shit.
Yeah, right. And you know, there was a lot of articles. This is how I found out about it. Goonies 2, they were saying that the Goonies sequel and the Lethal Weapon 5 would probably not happen now that Richard Donner has passed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Richard Donner fucking died? You know, like I'm over here Googling shit. Like, what the fuck, man? You know, because they were gearing up to do another Lethal Weapon movie, and they've been talking about doing that Goonies sequel for like fucking 40 years now.
I think that's a good idea. They probably don't do another Goonies movie.
Yeah, I agree.
They just need to let that be it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let it be what it is.
Yeah. And Lethal Weapon, dude. I mean, I'd watch another one, but come on. They did like 3 of them.
Yeah, well, they did 4.
Did they?
Because the last one had Chris Rock and Jet Li in it. Yeah. Yep. I remember when that movie came out.
Speaking of Lethal Weapon, did y'all see that clip? It was trending on Twitter of Mel Gibson saluting Donald Trump. Did y'all see that?
No.
So Donald Trump shows up at that MMA fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they like, you know, President Donald Trump, and he walks out, and there's all these people around him, standing in the crowd. You can see Mel Gibson, and he's saluting him when he walks by. He salutes him, and it's like, that's fucking funny, man.
He's a fucking gangster, man.
There's Mel Gibson saluting Donald Trump in the crowd. It's like, what the fuck? First of all, what is he doing here? Like, just watching the fight.
Yeah. He's working on a roll.
Everybody got so mad at him because of that. It's like, he's a former president, man. I mean,
yeah, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you remember his political views. You know who he voted for.
Yeah, right. Let's try not to act like this shit didn't exist. You know,
they had the Cannes Film Festival.
Yeah,
and everybody was talking about this dude's suit. So everybody there's dressed in black. You know, it's a big, you know, tie affair. Like, you know, dress up real nice.
Yeah.
Look how your boy shows up.
I gotta see.
Everybody was talking about this.
Is that fucking?
It's Timothy.
Timothy fucking Chalamet?
Yeah. He shows up in a silver suit.
I mean, he
stole the show.
Flash.
That's all anybody's talking about. They're like, did you see that suit he was wearing?
I mean, it's pretty nice though, dude.
They're dropping L's in the chat, you know?
Yeah. He's hanging out with the pianist, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. So I can't believe he wore that shit. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
it's
like
fuck
trending.
it, I was in Doom. Yeah. Like, come on.
I think he did some there's some black and white movie that he's in right now that was playing there. Some kind of like, you know, kind of like an art piece, like a, you know.
Yeah. He's like, I've already worn my black suit in that fucking black and white
Yeah.
movie.
I'm thinking color,
Yeah.
all the colors.
He's like, black and white is a figment of your imagination, bro.
It's not it's the absence of light.
Yeah.
Black's not a
It's
color. So you will get
it's
canceled saying
that.
shit like that, dude.
Stop. Yeah. Dude hasn't even came out yet.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Warner Brothers is like, keep your fucking mouth shut. You got a lot
If
riding
you
on
want a
this.
fucking sequel, yeah. So,
But yeah.
but that's all the news that I saw this week, man.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. Nobody got canceled. Some shows did.
Yeah. But
you know, we talked about Lovecraft Country. There was a whole list of shows, man, that got canceled, like a bunch of them.
right.
It's weird, like, you know, they're like, how was the ratings on that show? They're like, it's doing great. They're like, okay, cancel it. Huh?
Yeah, let's get rid of it. Why?
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. We're just getting rid of it, you know? We do have some pretty good looking trailers here, though.
Yeah, we haven't seen a What If trailer yet, right?
I think we had a teaser like 6 months or 8 months ago, maybe. But
yeah, they dropped this the other night. I saw it pop up. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, what?
I'm kind of excited for this. Like,
yeah,
it's
the
gonna be
art style
fun.
they're going with is interesting. Yeah,
All the different types of what ifs.
yeah,
And I picture like the writers sitting around in a room like hits blunt. You know, what if?
yeah.
It's like, dude, just throw a
Well,
rock and hit a name and put them together. Like,
Yeah.
what if the
Well, that's
Rock
what they
had to
did.
fight Batman?
It's like, who's gonna win, bro? The Rock doesn't have any weaknesses.
Yeah. Do you think
like,
Batman would smell what he's cooking?
They're like, he made that fucking earthquake movie. What was it called?
San Andreas?
Fucking yeah. He's like, and he came back from that. Nothing could stop him.
Not even a super volcano.
So yeah, what if, man? I'm fucking ready for this shit. It's coming out August the 11th.
I'm
11th.
I'm switching over to the trailer station. Next stop, Coopersville.
The Tration
Yeah,
trailer station.
I see what you did there.
Yeah,
I know you didn't mean me.
Yeah. Went to the graveyard the other day. Did a shit on a tombstone.
Killed Swan. Did a shit on it.
Shit on. It's like, what? He said it's fucking goth juice.
Made from the tears of Robert Smith.
Yeah. Where do they come up with this shit?
All right, I got the what if pulled up. Everybody ready?
Yeah, man.
You good? All right, 3, 2, 1, play. Straight to Disney Plus. I recognize his voice. Oh, I know who it is now. It's in Tropic Thunder, the one that was like, give me the map. The young guy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It was him.
Jay.
Yeah.
Fucking Bruce Shaw or whatever.
I like how they can look like the characters.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know. Shit looks good, man.
Yeah.
She's the British Captain America. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it looks fucking
Captain America
awesome,
was a
right?
zombie.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing the whole fucking Marvel Zombies thing there. So I'm pretty excited about that. I wonder. I'm assuming they're probably going to be what 30 minutes, maybe
Yeah.
45 minutes, but I'm okay with that. They'll be able to get it through and do the thing, you know. All right, Blue Bayou, born on a
That's what I was
bayou,
thinking. Yeah.
born on a bayou. No, no.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
Yeah, we're watching it.
Yeah.
You sure? Pick my teeny shoes up. He's even got a little Louisiana.
Well, that Cajun, yeah.
Comes 12. Is this man bothering you? That's fucked up. I do a mean crawfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely been in jail with tattoos like that.
Yeah.
Of America? Little raging Cajun. Oh, he's gonna have to do this to get the money.
Do a good thing. He's got to do a real bad thing.
I'm gonna warn you. The judge don't like Koreans.
I mean, that shit don't look bad though, for real.
Nah.
Like I'm interested in what the fuck's happening, you know? It looks like oh fuck, what was that dude's name from Drive? Fuck. He was in La La Land.
Oh,
God damn it.
god damn, what is his name?
Um it's right there.
Like if
Motherfucker.
you didn't ask me, I could have told you his name.
I know, right?
The Notebook.
Yeah. The fuck, man.
Damn,
Ryan
that's
Gosling.
it. I knew it was a Ryan.
Jesus.
All I was
It looks like
I was blanking on Reynolds though. I'm like, it ain't Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds, it's Ryan something.
That looks like a film he would do, you know?
Yeah. Well, he was gonna be in it, but they were like, you're not Korean. He's like, oh yeah.
He's like, I can
Yeah.
act.
Yes, I do.
Escape from Trav
Mogadishu.
Mogadishu. Okay, I'm ready for it.
Mogadishu.
Yeah. Bless you.
Mogadishu. Somalia.
Somalia.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. That ain't somewhere you want to have to escape from.
Yeah. Nope.
These dudes are like Japanese or something. I saw Black Hawk Down. You know those motherfuckers be wilding out, and there's a revolution every week.
That shit looks intense, dude.
I watched this movie a while back with my grandparents, and they pulled some movie up. It was an older movie, but
Yeah.
what was happening was this guy and his family moved to like Indonesia or somewhere, and he was working for this company. And it
Mhm.
was this company that was coming in, and they were gonna like be tearing down like rainforest areas and shit, and like big business coming in.
Right.
And while he's at the like hotel, war breaks out, and the locals are coming after the people that run the company because turns out they were fucking some shit over.
Right.
So this dude has to Liam Neeson his ass up out of there with his family.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that. I mean, he ain't got to
I
Liam
mean,
Neeson his family out of there, but
him.
you don't want to be behind enemy lines when the war breaks out.
Yeah, right. Take the fucking elephant.
Yeah.
Take
I'm
it.
sorry he ran off. The way he ran away, dude.
The toll. You got to pay the troll toll to get into that boy's soul.
Oh, it's a British movie.
British. Look at how they spell shite.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready already.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, play. It's the story of Toll Booth Willie coming out of the booth. What are the odds? Oh shit. The guy with the boggin?
Yeah.
He's in Year of the Rabbit.
Oh,
Yeah, he
really?
plays the cop he goes up against all the time. He's really fucking funny.
Looks interesting. Looks very British. In Wales.
What I was gonna say though, that cigar cutter, it
Yeah.
reminded me, the guy had one in the movie.
Yeah.
What was the thing with the finger collection?
I don't know, dude. Like I don't fucking know.
That dude in that trailer, the toll booth guy, looks like Tim Roth.
Yeah, he does, right?
But when I saw that cigar cutter, I'm like, oh yeah. And he opened that thing up, and he had them all like, because I guess he did like taxidermy,
Yeah.
and it's like,
He
what?
had them preserved. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was on the phone with that guy. He's like, "You better pay up, or you're going to be a part of my collection." And
Yeah.
it's like, he
Oh yeah,
opens
that
that
was hung
cigar
fat.
box. Yeah.
Hung fat.
Yeah, the skinniest dude in the movie.
Hey, I looked it up earlier. He was the guy in Ace Ventura. That's like the only two things he's been in.
Oh, well, maybe he'll make a comeback, dude.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hit and run.
Yeah, hit and run Netflix.
All right,
I'm
we go.
ready.
3, 2, 1, play. Some Black Swan vibes here. Damn.
Oh, it's a series.
Oh, okay. Everybody's always ex-military, you know.
Yeah.
Somebody else really wanted the part, so they hit her with a car.
Yeah, right.
Insert Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take the
This
fucking
is if
paper.
Joe Rogan made a
Oh,
film.
he did kind of look like Rogan.
Toe Rogan.
Jogan.
Jogan. Jugan. So we got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, dude. And it's a drama.
All right. I've
So
deleted
I
that thing
mean
3 times. I guess I'll just leave it there.
Mr. Coleman. Mr. Coleman.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. I was a teacher. He's like, no, I'm a teacher. A little McDonald's promotion. What? Hmm. Oh, look who it is.
Well, that shit looks like a trip.
Written and directed.
Yeah. Kind of interested though. I like fucking JG, you know?
Tell you what, man, he's pretty active on Twitter. He's
Yeah.
always sharing these movie scenes and stuff from his Hit Record, his website.
Yeah.
They're always like looking for people to do stuff, and you can click the link. And there's a lot of people on there. I downloaded the app. I was checking it out.
Yeah.
A lot of people putting content on there.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
Neat little website.
Yeah. I think this movie's got fucking Vince. What's his name?
It's
Vince
fine.
Vaughn in
It's
it.
fine. You need to pump the brakes
Yeah.
real quick, don't you? Huh? What?
Yeah. Yeah. So
I'm
I
gonna
don't
need you to
know.
pump the brakes.
I don't know. Queen pins
Mm-hmm.
instead of king pins. Let's check it out.
3, 2, 1, play. Nah, we're dealing with queen pins.
What?
I haven't seen her in something in a while.
Yeah.
Oh, they got him a YouTube channel. Oh, I made him. Coupons. Oh, dude, come on. Y'all remember this dude?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Looks funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does look funny.
Yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
Time to save with JoJo.
How many times you think that shit gets played in that movie? At least like 45 times, right?
Yeah, didn't we talk about this when we were we watched something with him in it recently. We were talking about this No Man of God.
Was it the Daddy's Home or
It
whatever the
was
fuck that?
something because
Yeah,
we looked into his IMDb and saw he
yeah,
had this movie coming out.
yeah. I'm interested. This is some Ted Bundy shit,
Yeah.
right? So let's fucking do it, man. I like this comment. They're making Ted Bundy movies like they're making the Fast and Furious franchise. Heard it.
All right, 3, 2, 1, play. I've seen that interview.
Yeah, I have too. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like hours before he dies.
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, that was pretty good.
yeah.
I kind of want to watch it. I bet Marina would love it.
Oh, yeah.
Murder porn, basically. So we got Sweet Girl. It's got Jason Momoa in it. My man.
A top
Sweet.
comment.
Does it require cutting his lines,
Yeah.
man?
All
I
right.
mean, remember when they were talking about casting him as the Crow?
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
I think he'd have been great.
missed opportunity. Am I right?
Come on, Netflix. Crow it
Yeah.
up. We'll crow
Yeah,
talk.
right. Caw-caw. Yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Sweet girl. What is the darkness?
What secrets does it hold?
Yeah.
So you're gonna jump?
She has cancer. He's doing a serious movie. Nope, time to fight. We got a man. Where do we go? There's a lot going on in this trailer.
I know,
Like-
right?
Holy shit. That song was throwing me off.
It
Where
threw
did
me
we
off,
go?
too. Oh, where did we go? I was not expecting fucking
Mm-mm.
Guns N' Roses and Axl to make an appearance in that trailer, dude. I mean, I. The North Walter. It's got fucking Colin Farrell and Jack O'Connell in it, dude.
All right. 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, they're going to the ice wall.
Yeah, right. There's White Walkers over there.
Yeah. Damn. Whoa, he looks different. That was
In the
him.
world of competitive sushi making, your ingredients are all that matters.
Look at Colin Farrell, dude. In Bruges.
Mm,
You remember the guys that were supposed to show up to the lighthouse, the rescue boat? This
yeah,
is what
that's
happened to them.
they got stuck.
Man, he doesn't even look like himself.
No.
I love it. It's not a foreign film, but they've subtitled it.
Yeah.
Looks intense, man. Got some Revenant vibes.
Yeah.
We're going up to the North Water.
That shit looks intense as fuck, dude. Colin Farrell's gonna put on a clinic, dude.
Yeah.
I kind of want to watch it. Now, this right here, this isn't a trailer, but I mean, I really don't know what it is. I kind of want to watch it. I'm interested. You know what I mean? It's a reaction video with Deadpool and Cord.
Were they watching Free Guy?
Yeah,
trailer?
they're
Yeah.
watching the Free Guy trailer. Yeah, so if this is a thing, then fucking let's keep making these, you
Yeah.
know?
Turns out that was part of the deal they signed. All those 20
All those
something pictures,
multi-movie.
some of them with these little shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, right. He's like, fuck it, I'll put the suit on and make some jokes.
That guy's comment, he said technically it's his first Deadpool appearance.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, here we go. 3,
Let's do
2, 1, play. That'd be a great YouTube channel.
it.
I can't wait to watch that movie.
I know, right?
I feel like I've been waiting 2 years. Mhm. That's why. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I think that's what they're gonna do, man. Like they'll have him cuss, they'll just beep it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. I was raised by avocados. It's funny.
I mean, dude, if there was a legit Deadpool fucking
YouTube channel.
YouTube, I would be in that shit.
That's
I'd
funny. He's like,
be
"Where's the
so
fucking
deep in it.
dogs?"
Yeah. That you're right though. That's probably. Could you imagine? Like, all right, they release Deadpool, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's the same Deadpool. It's just censored.
Yeah.
Like they go in and beep it out,
Mhm.
right? And then they can release the R-rated cut on DVD.
Yeah.
They're double dipping.
Then people will be like, "Oh, I
It's
want to see it again because
yeah,
it'll be
it's
uncensored."
genius. Yeah. I mean, they'll have to cut out some of the sexual situations, but other than that, I mean that's fucking brilliant, dude.
I think that's what they'll do
So
because that trailer, I mean, that was a Marvel production there. Had
yeah,
that character in it, and they're promoting this Fox movie, which they purchased. So they
yeah.
own that now. It was funny.
Last
He's
minute
like,
Fox
fire
fire
sale.
sale. Yeah, right.
But yeah, Black
Yeah,
Widow.
man. Black Widow, final episode of Loki. We're gonna have a
Oh,
Marvel
whoa.
centric, yeah, Marvel centric fucking week next week, guys. I might have to take the day off. You
Yeah.
know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Watching the last episode of Loki, calling in.
Yeah, right. Fuck it. So yeah, next week Marvel centric. We got Black Widow. We got motherfucking Loki final episode, and I don't know what we're gonna do after that. We'll figure it out though.
Checks in the mail.